The Witches of Vitaskogur, an Icelandic tale. Chapter 1. The Enigmatic Arrival. The Westfjords of Iceland, a land of steep, craggy cliffs plunging into the deep, cold fjords, had always been veiled in tales of otherworldly beings. The villagers, wrapped in heavy wool and riddled with ancient superstitions, lived in quiet fear of the forest called Vitaskogur. It was a place shrouded in mist, its trees gnarled as if twisted in agony. No one ventured there, not even the bravest of souls. "We don't speak of them," the villagers would mutter, their voices laden with unspoken dread. They referred only in hushed tones to the witches of the Westfjords, the rumored guardians or tormentors of the mysterious woodlands. One tranquil but haunting winter night, Solveig, a lone adventurer from Reykjavik, arrived in the isolated hamlet of Djupavik. Her raven-black hair whipped around her face as she stepped off the small ferry that had carried her across the choppy northern waters. The biting wind whispered warnings she chose to ignore, for her eyes gleamed with the reflection of adventure, betraying her penchant for discovering the unknown. She had heard the legends, of course. Who in Iceland hadn't? But Solveig dismissed them as folk tales designed to ward off the faint-hearted. To her, the Westfjords were an embodiment of Iceland's raw beauty, lonely, untamed, perfect. If there was any shadow of fear in her heart, she buried it beneath layers of skepticism, a trait that had defined her since childhood. "You've picked an odd time to visit," remarked the ferry captain, as he handed down her worn leather backpack. "Winter's breath grows colder here than anywhere else in Iceland." Solveig smiled, a gesture that didn't quite reach her eyes. "I find beauty in desolation." The captain shook his head. "There's desolation, and then there's abandonment by the gods themselves." She watched him retreat to his vessel, his warning hanging in the frigid air like the mist that clung to the distant forest line. The small harbour of Djupavik was nearly empty, save for a few weather-beaten fishing boats. The village itself, a collection of timber and stone structures, seemed to huddle against the mountainside as if seeking protection. At the village's only inn, a squat building with windows yellowed from decades of lamplight, the innkeeper greeted her with suspicion rather than welcome. "You won't find much friendliness here," he warned, as he handed Solveig a clay mug filled with warm mead, his weathered fingers lingering on the vessel as if reluctant to complete even this small transaction. "Especially if you go to places you shouldn't." The way his voice trailed off sent an involuntary shiver down her spine. "I'm just here to document the landscape," she lied, taking a sip of the sweet, warming liquid, "for a photography book on Iceland's hidden corners." The innkeeper's eyes, pale blue like glacier ice, studied her with an intensity that made her skin prickle. The